Okay, hello everybody, welcome to the stream. This is the match between me as the knight playing as the Night Lords Space Marines against my opponent, one of the pros here, Idolon, and playing as orcs. Let's remove the fog of war. Like I said, sadly I can't have. He goes double Gretching, double Slugger. Building here the boy's hut. Here I'm building a, what's that called? A barracks.
Servitor deployed.
I went for a. The last losses taught me something. Triple servitor, 1 tactical, 4 servitor. Okay, he goes for triple slugger, as well as I guess another slugger from this one. I'm pretty sure he's gonna make a slugger from this one. Yeah, he's moving around the map. I captured this. Here moved the tactical marines are coming towards this position. I'm going to check his territory. Definitely the last replace taught me something. It taught me a lot of things. These losses I lost, I mean, it was the typical you won the battle, you lost the war. Because I managed to take out the enemy's armies pretty efficiently, but I lost the war because I didn't have good map presence. I was trying to play StarCraft in Dawn of War, which doesn't stand. So he's coming for the generator early on with his triple slugger. Meanwhile, level for 1 scout, here defending this. 1 tactical here moving towards his area. He don't build anything. I have all the map at the moment, building 1 resource point on this spot in order to have not lose the objectives with from a single worker. He needs to bring army to actually take them. So what is going on here? Another Suta boy. Suta is over here. My resources, as you see, are spread all over the map. So he has to be everywhere. I dropped my assault marines here. Assault marines, they got shield when they drop, so they will be able to tank some damage before going down. I moved back to the cover of the turret. At this point he realized he cannot break this. It was a good attempt from him. So he goes for a double Suta, triple slugger, very strong early on army. Here he's fighting against me. I'm like a sniper. Be able to cover this. So as I'm losing, he's losing models, I'm losing models too. Well, at this point I just jumped away to my reinforce, and here the snipers missed again with this flanker and a stun grenade. Started to do some damage. He has to realize he's gonna pull back. Yeah, that's just one. What's he doing? So he got taken out. He lost 1 squad. He's on double slugger, double Suta. He's one of the pros here, this guy. My death watch is ready. Meanwhile, his elite is not there here. So 1 generator here, 1 requisition here, 1 requisition here, 1 requisition even here to prevent him from taking it. I went to take out this building, the missile launcher. Pretty good damage he went to defend. Meanwhile, and on some resources here, I got them all well spread out. Here I'm building this to keep the control of this area. Since I realized what he was doing, he went straight for the power generator, ignoring resources. But, well, I managed to hold. Very good attack though by him. As you see, resource-wise I don't have tons of them. I have 1 tactical, 1 assault marine, 1 sniper, 1 scout and 1 heavy bolter at the moment. And I'm going on, keep going. I retreated here. This guy managed to escape. Oh, he did not got shot. I guess he got shot by a sniper or something. Taking this at the moment, I realized he didn't have any resources and started to build
We've captured a point.
one of the doctrine chapels here, because reinforce. I even built here generator plus 60. He's chasing the death costume. Alright, that was kinda not the best. Okay, I lost this, but here is a very good stun grenade. All stunned and blinded and silent. Can't use abilities, silent, keep going on. And now the other assault marine came. No, not yet. My snipers are here, climbing on the mountain. He realized it's gonna go. But he managed to kill my worker, though I didn't cancel. I brought another worker to complete the construction. And this guy is as a heavy bolters heading towards this position to help me. At this point, he's got this one ready. Oh, he went for more. Yeah, he took this out, alright. Fair enough. It paid off. Now I'm gonna complete the construction of this.
Weak enemy force spotted.
That was. He still didn't recapture it.
Heavy bolter team
He's
deployed.
trying to take out this. He doesn't want this to go up.
Heavy bolter team en route.
Now this was produced. Started to build another heavy bolter team. This team came here just on time. The belt marines are fighting. This guy getting in cover, so don't lose this. Getting stunned. And there are my heavy bolters shooting at me. But the building is up, he can't take it out. Jumping here on his shooter. He had to retreat again, double. Here now double heavy bolter are going to take him out for good, losing squads. He's on 2 melee triple shooter. He just took this now. Meanwhile, I got full map control, spreading resources
We've scouted a
everywhere.
small enemy force.
Everything is spread, paying off.
Servitor deployed.
He went even a lead generator, but have to defend this. I guess that was too much. Didn't need this post here, but whatever. Triple heavy bolter, as you see, placed all over. This guy taking shots, killing this grazing squad. There we go. No resources for him. He's at 83. His resource income is very low.
Preparing assault marines for deployment.
He's not going for another wag. I guess he underestimated. He criminally underestimated me. Definitely. Because this guy is one of the best pros here. Now I got double spread. Jonah is up
Deathwatch kill team on the
soon. I got a good spread of the heavy bolters.
We've completed an elite
Result
point
here, this guy got the flamer. Now these orcs are coming for me. I didn't know where he was going. But as soon as I saw them coming here, I said, okay, there he is.
Scout squad en route.
Okay, these guys are getting all suppressed. Right into the... Okay, let's transfer a lot of fire. There's a grenade.
Scout marine squad deployed.
Snipers are hitting. The death team is they just took out everything here. They came, he pulled back, he went for the worker instead. I was even building this elite point. Definitely should have made a decent post here.
Preparing heavy bolter devastators
Here
for
instead of
deployment.
here, but he came up, but he didn't took it out. He couldn't. He was getting shot everywhere. So his army got. He's a spam army, just slug and shooter. I got a very versatile army, diverse army, double heavy bolter, double assault, lost one sniper, John is here, double scout, and double assault marine.
We are battling a
There
weak
we go.
enemy
He
force.
made another wag. Attacking, killing as well. Yeah, he also kills. And he's coming again. I even have a heavy bolter here just to cover this area. Very good spread. Here are my second assault marines. this is the Overwatch. He stunned me, but I jumped forward. It's the extra. Yeah, all these shots are fired. Came for these devastators, so there's more devastators here. Stun, Jonah vortex grenade. Jonah made him take a shot. He pulled back again. Yeah, didn't lose anything. Huge spread, great positioning, and at this time I said, okay, let's go again at this resource point. Meanwhile, I came to. Where's my worker? Here he is. I came to build something here. Yeah, I came to build a barracks at this point somewhere. Somewhere at this spot. I guess this is a good spot to build it. A barracks at this spot. I have the doctrine chapel here. Here's the barracks. Here's the doctrine chapel. And here I saw he didn't have any resources. I said, okay. He's currently at the end of it. Like he's at 1 slugger, 1 shooter, 1 looter. He lost everything. This guy is one of the best pros here. And like I said, this final recent defeats I had definitely taught me something. Yeah, they taught me, because unit was like win the battle, lose the war. Well, this time I won both the battle and the war, like I did in my other replays. But definitely very well played by him. He went straight for the shield generator. It was hard managing to save it. I could have lost it, but I managed to save it. And since his map presence was after that, it was 0, no resource investment. He went straight for the resources. That was actually very smart by him. So well, his plan failed utterly, and also this pretty good positioning that I had. Can I move on the map? I can't. So I had excellent positioning on my units, well spread as you saw. The Devastators, even one Devastator here, does 2 guard. The Assault Marines, the Tacticals, the Elites, the Elite units I mean. It's froze, okay. So, all this, and he surrendered at this point of the game. His spam, which was just slugger and shooter, that many say that this game is about spamming, nothing to do with spamming as you saw. His spam got obliterated. It got completely destroyed. Getting using the abilities correctly, stun, grenades, the Jonah lightning thunder. Not necessarily have to lock them with his cage, with Jonah walls that he summoned. Everything. He lost scores of his troops. And I mean, it was smart by him, because early on you take the resources back, so it didn't cost him, it only costed him, well, he lost his time. It costed him only the time it needs to reinforce. But like you see, this game, guys, nothing to do with spamming at all. So, because he got his resources back, he could reinforce. But as you see, guys, my fully diverse army dealt with all sorts of threats. This game, guys, nothing to do with spam. So it's a very underrated game. But I understand the power core and the shield generator. This is what ruined the game. objectively this is the I mean, if you can make they made very exceptional coding and the game engine, but if you really totally mess the victor one of the most important parts of the game, which is the victor objective, as well as the what's called the escalation phases, I don't like that either, and then no one else likes it. You know, taking resources back, okay, that was to encourage fights. Well, encouraging fights, because I mean you have to get back to reinforce if you lose the fight, or you have to rebuild the squads you lose, so you are behind. Then thing is, it doesn't make any sense getting refunds for the units. You can still encourage fights because you have to fight all over the objectives, so this was another wrong thing. The escalation phases, as well as the parkour. I mean, you could have the escalation phases increase when you tier up, if considering the resources you get, because that's what also another thing about the escalation phase, as well as the hit points of the building. The higher the escalation phase, the more hit points the buildings have. Fair enough, that makes sense. That is actually a very smart idea, but you can't have them just by time passing. You need to, when you tier up, you get a higher escalation phase. That could work. Or you could have a separate escalation phase increase. Just like you tier up, you also pay to increase your escalation phase. If it was like that, that would make sense. That would make sense if they did it this way. Have another tier upgrade category where you just upgrade your escalation phases for more resources all over the map and more hit points for the buildings. That would make sense, because if you want to increase the hit points of the buildings, like I said, you have to increase your escalation phases. Because early on, with you know, if hit points of the buildings were like as they are in the final escalation phase, which is actually what considered the final phase of the game, the more how it ends up, it doesn't go any higher. Well, then the early troops wouldn't be able to damage any building, but if they did it this way, pay for your escalation phase increase, separate to tier, that would make sense. That would be actually a very smart way to do it, because not just having the time passing, I mean, it also makes sense, because as long as you stay alive in the game, you increase your escalation phase, which goes up to, it's like a free tier. This, the way they did it, it's not that bad, it's not that horrible. It's not horrible really, it's like a free tier you get, so it's not bad, but well, most people prefer either to remove the escalation phases or make them like go as long with the tiers, or a separate tier thing, a separate upgrade. But I gotta say that the escalation phases as it is now, it's just a free tier up, so it's not that bad. You shouldn't criticize it. Yeah, actually, I feel like I should apologize for criticizing the game so harshly. I was completely, I mean, I defended it early on, I defended the game on release, but then I saw everyone was leaving and I said, okay, well, they've really fucked it up, but well, now I realize what they did, and it's not that bad. Actually, now that I think of it, I like the free tier the free tier, secondary tier, which is the escalation phase, the way they did it. They made it free, like easier to obtain, or like, I mean, as long as you stay alive, you get it. So in a sense, they made it more to not make it that hard, but they didn't make it that hard. But welcoming to the new players, but it's also I mean, yeah, the more you stay alive, the more you get, so it makes sense. Well, I shouldn't be criticizing that the game too much, but you know, these things, the power core thing doesn't have a place here. It's oversimplification uh, of the Dawn of War 1 victory objectives. All of them: sudden death, assassinate, take and hold, control area, economic victory. It's all that they just oversimplified it, which is wrong. It's trash. It means it made it poorly, to put it properly. They made it poorly in a single objective. Instead they should have just have the Dawn of War 1, not Company of Heroes or Dawn of War 2, the Dawn of War 1 victory objectives, which were the best. They had the most depth about it. Well, this is it. Very well played by both of us. I wish he just stayed more, because I mean, he could come back to the game. He could take his resources, take some more resources from top. He could come back to the game, definitely. He could move towards the top and the middle, not where is my Doctrine Chapel, but to the one that I don't have protected much, not noded, I mean, and take these resources. He could definitely come back to the game, but he chose to surrender. Well, that's sad, because he could for sure come back to the game. So he chose to surrender, so that was an early game. Yeah. And I made a mistake about building that listening post on the top elite generator. In fact, I shouldn't have built it. If anything, I should have built it on the bottom elite generator, if anything. And as you see, you don't need to build listening posts to win the game, or at this his natural resource when capturing it, and build a listening post here. Yeah, that would yeah, if there was a listening post, it should have been built there. So excellent played. Death is nothing next to vindication. Thanks all for watching, guys. Be well and see you in the next cast.